Welcome back, class 10. Continuing with your civics class. Today we will discuss Speaker of the Lok Sabha. The Speaker is the principal presiding officer of the Lok Sabha. So who is the principal presiding officer of the Lok Sabha? The Speaker. Election of the Speaker. The Speaker is elected by the House from among its members by a simple majority of members present and voting. So how the Speaker is elected? Speaker is elected by the House among the members by a simple majority who are present and who will vote. The Constitution also provides for the office of the Deputy Speaker. So there is also a post of Deputy Speaker who performs the duties of the Speaker when the latter, means when the Speaker is absent or while the office of the Speaker is vacant. So when the office of the Speaker is empty or vacant, or when the Speaker is absent, the Deputy Speaker takes the position of the Speaker. The Deputy Speaker is elected and removed from the office in the same way as the Speaker. So how the Speaker can be removed? The Speaker holds office until he or she ceases, means stops, to be a member of the House, or until the Speaker himself or herself resigns his or her office. So there are two ways basically, three ways rather, by which a Speaker can be removed from the office. Number one, if the Speaker stops to be a member of the House, then the Speaker can be removed. Number two, if the Speaker resigns himself or herself, or he can be removed from his office by a resolution passed by a majority of all the members present in the House. So one interesting point is this: the Speaker does not vacate his office on the dissolution of the House. The House might be dissolved. Lok Sabha can be dissolved. So even if the Lok Sabha is dissolved, the Speaker will hold on to his position. The Speaker vacates immediately before the first meeting of the newly constituted House. After the dissolution of the House, new House will be formed, new party will come. So before the new party gives his first meeting, before the first meeting of the newly constituted House, the Speaker vacates his or her position. So this is something which you should know. Role, powers and functions of the Speaker. Number one, the Speaker regulates debates and proceedings of the House. The Speaker presides over the meetings of the House. The Speaker presides over. She is the main, or he is the main person who will look after the proceedings of the meeting of the House. All speeches and remarks are addressed to the chair. So the Speaker is sitting on his or her chair. The members of the Parliament will address the Speaker, even if the ruling party is attacking the opposition party or the opposition party is attacking the ruling party. Everything will be addressed to the chair. Dear respected Mr. Speaker, or the Speaker in the House, it will be addressed to the Speaker, not direct assault. Remember it. The Speaker decides the admissibility of question and all resolutions. The Speaker decides whether a question can be asked, whether the question is unconstitutional, unparliamentary, or a question can be asked, whether the question is worth asking or not, if a resolution is worth passing or not. All these things are decided by the Speaker. He or she is the final judge. The Speaker is the final judge to decide the admissibility of the motion of adjournment. Whether a motion of adjournment can be allowed or not, this will also be decided by the Speaker. All bills by the House are authenticated by his or her signature before they are sent to the Rajya Sabha for its consideration or to the President for his assent. See, a bill, if not, a bill is first passed in the Lok Sabha, then goes to the Rajya Sabha, then goes to the President. Generally, this is the rule. So, a bill is authenticated or authorized when the Speaker signs. Until the moment the Speaker doesn't sign the bill, it is not authenticated. The bill cannot go to the Rajya Sabha or to the President for his signature. The signature of the President on the bill is known as assent, A-S-S-E-N-T. That means signing of the President. The bill which goes to the Rajya Sabha, from there it goes back to the Lok Sabha, from there it goes to the President. The President signs the bill, then the bill becomes a law. If any question arises whether a bill is money bill or not is decided by the Speaker. Speaker's decision is the final decision. The Speaker will decide whether a bill passed is a money bill or not. The Speaker will not vote in the first instance. The Speaker will not vote initially. When the votes for and against a proposal are equal, suppose for a proposal, a voting is done. So if the voting done is equal, it's a tie, then the Speaker casts his or her vote. That vote is known as casting vote. So if a question comes, what do you mean by a casting vote? Then you have to write, the Speaker shall not vote in the first instance. When the votes for and against the proposal are equal, the Speaker gives a casting vote. This vote decides whether or not the proposal will be passed. Okay. So these functions comes under how the Speaker regulates debates and proceedings of the House. Then comes disciplinary functions. The Speaker preserves order in the House. He or she may name a member for suspension if he disregards the authority of the chair. In case of a grave disorder, the Speaker may adjourn the House. So the Speaker is a disciplinarian. The Speaker preserves order in the House. He can or she can name a member, suspend a member if the member behaves in an ill-mannered way and disregards the authority of the chair, if it disregards the authority of the Speaker. And if the situation is grave, if a member behaves in a very unparliamentary order, and if it's a very serious offense, the Speaker can adjourn the House, stop the proceeding of the House for that day. If a word or words used in the debate is indecent or unparliamentary, if a word or words used in the debate in the Parliament is unparliamentary, should not be used, or indecent, the Speaker can expunge, means remove the word from the proceedings of the House, because the proceedings of the House are noted. So from that note, this word will be removed. The Speaker decides whether it's a prima facie case regarding the breach of privilege or contempt of House. The Speaker decides whether it's a case where there's a breach of privilege or contempt of House, whether the any privilege is broken, privilege enjoyed by the members, or disrespect is shown to the House. So these things comes under the disciplinary functions of the Speaker. So we first learnt about how the Speaker regulates debates and proceedings of the House. Then we learnt about the disciplinary functions of the Speaker. Then comes the administrative functions of the Speaker. The Speaker communicates the decisions of the House to the concerned authorities and requests them to comply with such decisions. See, there are a lot of decisions, lot of things which happens in the Lok Sabha. Lot of decisions are taken, lot of directions are taken. Who will communicate these decisions and directions to the concerned people or bodies outside the parliament. All these decisions, all these directions goes through the speaker. The speaker communicates through letters, through notices, might be directly, and makes sure that the concerned authority or the concerned body complies with such decisions, listens to such decisions. Another administrative function is the speaker allows the admission of the stranger or press correspondents to the galleries of the house. So you might be a visitor who has come to see the proceedings of the house. Lot of press correspondents are there who sits in the galleries of the house. Who allows them? The speaker allows them. Then comes supervisory control over parliamentary committees. The speaker is the ex officio chairman of some committees of the house. There are a lot of subcommittees in the house. Under the Lok Sabha, there are small committees like Business Advisory Committee, Rules Committee. So, who is the chairperson, ex officio chairperson? The speaker. Number two, the speaker appoints chairpersons of all committees of the house. So, it is not possible for the speaker to be, the speaker might be the ex officio chairman, but there should be chairpersons of all the committees of the house. Who will appoint them? The speaker will appoint them. If government claims that a particular document is secret, but the committee insists on its production before them, the matter is referred to the speaker for advice and his or her instructions are obeyed. Very, very interesting point. There are a lot of documents which the government says that it is top secret. But if certain committee under the Lok Sabha insists and goes on telling that no, you have to produce the particular document and the matter should be referred, a particular document, we want to see what is there in the document because it is very important for the committee's proceedings. Whether the document, in spite of being a secret document, should be produced at the table of any committee or not, that final decision is given to the speaker. The speaker decides whether a secret government official document can be produced in the table of some subcommittee under the Lok Sabha. Powers under Anti-Defection Law. Under Anti-Defection Law Act of 1985, if there is a question as to whether a member of the Lok Sabha stands disqualified, the question is referred to the decision of the speaker. His or her decision is final in this regard. So under Anti-Defection Law, if whether a member of the Lok Sabha is disqualified under Anti-Defection Law or not, who will decide it? The speaker will decide. What is defection? Defection means giving up the membership of the party to which a person belonged or on whose ticket he or she contested an election and joining another party or group. So this is defection. Defection means when a person or a member gives up the membership of a certain party where he belongs and joins another party, which is happening a lot of time now in current situation, you know. Now comes other powers and functions of the speaker. The speaker presides over the joint sitting of both houses of the parliament. Number one. Number two, the speaker nominates in consultation with the chairman of the Rajya Sabha personnel, Personnel. Personnel means people, human beings. And personal means anything which is personal to somebody. So there is a difference between personal, Personal, that is, which is mine own personal thing, and personnel, Personnel, means people. So, where was I? The speaker nominates in consultation with the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Personnel means people or members for parliamentary delegations to various countries. What does it mean? See, we send delegates to different countries. Delegates are sent to different countries to represent India. You or I cannot go. Only the members of the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha can go. Who represents the government, represents our country, and goes to a different country. So who will nominate? The Speaker of the Lok Sabha nominates, but the Speaker consults with the Chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Then the Speaker nominates parliamentary delegations to various countries. Then comes the Speaker is empowered to recognize parliamentary parties and groups in the House. So whether any parliamentary party or group, whether they are worth recognizing or not, the Speaker will decide. Now the Speaker's position. The office of Speaker is one of great honor and responsibility. The Lok Sabha represents the nation. The Speaker therefore becomes the symbol of nation's dignity. So, as we know, the Speaker is the principal presiding officer of the Lok Sabha. And Lok Sabha represents the nation. How? Because in the Lok Sabha, the ruling party of the country sits. And who elects the ruling party? We, the people of India. So that is why Lok Sabha represents the nation. And the principal presiding officer of the Lok Sabha is the Speaker. So, Speaker therefore is the symbol of nation's dignity and prestige. So the Speaker becomes a symbol of nation's dignity and prestige. So with this we come to the end of the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. In previous class we have done Lok Sabha, quorum, salary, these things. Now a small tip. This is which is, while answering your civics questions, remember, try to stick to words used in the book, because civics deals with the parliament or the judiciary of the country. So there are certain terms which are specifically used while you are explaining anything which deals with the constitution of the country, which deals with the president, the prime minister, and the judiciary of the country. For example, let me see, the Speaker holds office. Holding office, these words. The Speaker stays in the office. The Speaker lives in the office. Don't use such words. Holds office. Vacating it. Emptying it. No. A Speaker can vacate the office. Then, for example, the Speaker may name a member for suspension if he disregards the authority of the chair. These certain terms. In case of grave disorder, the Speaker can adjourn the House. So try to stick to the words written in the book, because the words written in the book are words which are used while you are explaining an answer which deals with the constitution of the country. In history, if you know an incident, if you know something, for example, economic exploitation, you have understood, you can write on your own words. But in this particular civics subject is a very technical subject. So it is better if you stick to technical terminologies which are used in the book. Okay. Suppose the Speaker nominates in consultation with the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. In consultation with the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. So you have to write like this. The Speaker nominates consulting the chairman. Yeah, that is also right. But in consultation with the chairman of the Rajya Sabha is more correct, more perfect. Understood? So try to stick to the books, the words used in the books, because it's a very technical subject. So in the next class, we will start with the Rajya Sabha, and hopefully we will be able to. No, I don't think we'll be able to finish. Two more classes will be needed. Anyway, we'll see to it. Okay, thank you for today.